everybody, this is Lina at Hilltop Home Place. This is just kind of an impromptu video. I decided to walk out here late this evening and harvest some of my lima beans. I kind of had a feeling some of them were ready. They're not all ready, but I wanted to try to get the ones that were. I don't want them going all the way to the dried stage. I am trying to pick them, and I'm putting them in freezer bags and gonna just use them for fresh cooking. But I just love these beans. I have the colored willow leaf in the first bed when you're coming down my driveway, and then in the other bed over there I have the Lynch lima beans, and both of them are proven to be pretty colorful and beautiful, and I wanted to show you kind of what I'm harvesting. I went ahead and opened the first pod, and it had 3 beautiful crimson red lima beans in it. That's the colored willow leaf. I labeled my bowls so I wouldn't get them mixed up. This is going to be the Lynch on the left and the colored willow leaf on the right. The second pod I opened of the same variety, colored willow leaf, had speckled seeds in it. One was more white and the other 2 were more, it's kind of like a crimson-y red. It's not really maroon, but it's very beautiful. Let me see what I can come up with now. Some of these are way too green. This one, I feel like this one. I kind of wait till they get yellowish and don't have a lot of green in them, and that's when I go for it. I'm seeing some down there that I might get. Ooh, look at those beauties. There's such a variety in here. These 3 are interesting. They're pink in the middle, and then they have little crimson spots all over them. So pretty. I'm gonna add them to it and see what else I can get. Now this is interesting. This seed pod is completely yellow. I had no qualms about picking it because it is yellow and the other ones are green, and the yellow ones are the ripe ones. But every bean in it is white, completely white. Now the colored willow leaf lima beans are different colors. So some of them can be just solid white, I guess. I don't remember when I planted if any of them were just solid white, but they can be. Now if I was to get a whole bunch of these white ones, just kind of what feels like off of one plant, it might be that there's a whole different variety that got mixed up with these seeds. But for right now, I'm just gonna go with the fact that some of them are white. We'll have to see. These 2 are just absolutely beautiful. I'm just loving opening these. I love harvesting these. Look how purplish they look. Look how purple. These are very, very pretty. Okay, this may look like the same lima beans because they look identical, but this is the Lynch lima beans. I need to kind of hurry up and get over here and start harvesting on them because it's actually starting to get a little bit dark. I had to take a break and go put Richard on the golf cart. We traded his side-by-side in for a golf cart, and it's quieter and he likes it. So there's one. There's one. So it's easier to do videos because I really can't hear the golf cart, whereas the other one kind of disturbed things when it was on. Let's see. No, those are still a little too green. May not have many of these, but I'm gonna check. I just wanted to come out here and pick these things tonight because I needed to relax. I mowed today, and I don't mind mowing. It was hot. We were actually under like a heat index. There he goes. We were under a bad heat warning just for our parish. It was kind of unusual, but just our parish was kind of under one. And I got out there anyway because I needed to mow because we have some family and friends coming over Saturday. And what I accomplished was I shot out my storm door glass. Shot it out. When I got through mowing and went up to the house to kind of get some water and relax, the door was just shattered. I don't know if you know, but that tempered kind of glass, I guess, that's in those doors goes into about 150 million pieces, and I'm not exaggerating. It was everywhere. I had to go ahead and knock all of it out of my door, and it just rained down on my porch. I got a big metal pan, I got a broom, a scooper, and I just about cried, and I just sat there and had to scoop it all up. And it took a long, long time. And it's still in the cracks of my porch. I just can't get it all. It's in the cracks of my porch. I kind of need to shop vac it, but my shop vac's up in that 18-wheeler somewhere. I've got to get that out. And it just kind of was like the cap to a hot day. I was covered with debris after mowing because of all the debris I get into when I'm going around all these trees and crepe myrtles and stuff. And then to walk up and see that door, it was like, oh my gosh. Later on, we left to go run a little errand, and we're walking down our ramp to go to the car, and I look at my son's bedroom window. I popped a hole in it too. Just a hole in it, not shattered, just a hole, but it's cracked all the way down his window. So I took out a storm door today and a bedroom window. So I don't know if I'm doing good, if that's 2 for 2, or I think my mowing job today is gonna probably cost me about $300, $400. So it is what it is. I always say there's nothing easy. There's nothing easy. I'll try to be more careful next time. I'm gonna get my push mower out and do as much as I can around my front yard and not even use my big mower anywhere near my front yard. I've learned my lesson. So I'm gonna pick these beans because, as you can tell, it's getting dark behind me. The sun has gone down and it's getting dark. I'm gonna pick these beans, and then I'll show you at the end when I get in the house what all I came up with. But I love picking these lima beans. Green beans and all are fun to pick, but when you open these pods and you see these beautiful colored lima beans, I love that. That's wonderful. I'll show you what I've got in just a little bit. Well, it's not too dark yet. These beans are very similar. You can see the pink colors, the rosy colors in both of them. This one definitely, this colored willow leaf lima, definitely has a lot more variety. These more lean to the rosy colored side, though some of them are speckled white. One of them's, well, 2 of them are kind of purpley white. So not much of a harvest this first time, but this was the first night that I've went out here and picked these beans. And I'm only trying to pick the ones that I know are ready. I'm leaving any of them that look green, and I'll get those later. So by the time it's over with, you know, hopefully I'll have a good many. I don't mind a little harvest. Here's 2 little red tomatoes off my Robe Mountain Tommy Toe bush. I don't mind getting a small harvest. This is just what I harvested this evening after we got back. Earlier today, I harvested black-eyed peas and all kinds of snap beans of all different varieties. And a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes. I forgot about those. So, in my first okra. I got my first okra pod today off of my plant. It was big and beautiful, and so more to come with those. I'm gonna sign off now and go ahead and go inside and start cooking supper. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Just these little bitty nights of harvesting and peace, hearing the crickets and things like that are just, it's what makes it all worth it, really, especially after a bad day. Thank you so much. This is Lainey from Hilltop Home Place. Bye-bye.